Booming construction of data centers across Texas is front and center this campaign season.
Today, Democratic Senate candidate, State Representative James Talarico proposed some regulations and rules that he wants to see. KVUE's Daniel Perot is at the state capitol, and Daniel, he's taking a different approach than some of the other Democrats running for statewide office.
That's right. He's not calling for a pause on new data center projects. Instead, he says there needs to be balance between growth and investment and protecting communities. And Talarico says that his plan is the way to achieve that. Across Texas, hundreds of data centers are being built, fueled by the expansion of artificial intelligence.
Right now, there is no transparency, there's no accountability, there's no community input.
Democratic U.S. Senate candidate, State Representative James Talarico wants guardrails.
We've got to stop these data centers from jacking up our utility bills. We've got to stop them from using up our water.
Congress is currently wrestling with how to regulate artificial intelligence. Talarico wants common sense regulations focused on protecting jobs, kids, and democracy. And like Governor Greg Abbott, he wants to eliminate tax incentives for the data center industry.
I mean, just think about the good that those revenues could do for our communities, of bringing down the cost of housing and childcare and prescription drugs.
Talarico accuses his opponent, Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, of taking thousands of dollars in political donations from the data center industry.
And we have to stop corrupt politicians from giving these sweetheart tax deals to giant AI companies.
We reached out to Paxton's campaign about his stance on data center developments and those donations, but we have not heard back. And that's not the only shot Talarico took at his opponent.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm only answering questions on law enforcement today.
A jab at Paxton, who refused to answer off-topic questions at a campaign event with several sheriffs in Fort Worth on Tuesday.
I'd like to keep today to law enforcement.
We need a senator who's willing to answer tough questions.
During that event, Paxton accused Talarico of supporting policies that would weaken law enforcement.
His voting record is abysmal as it relates to law enforcement and protecting our communities.
I don't think anyone with a mugshot can claim to be tough on crime.
Talarico and Paxton say their records speak for themselves. The real test will be which record speaks to voters this November. In recent months, state lawmakers have held several hearings here at the Texas Capitol to look at how to regulate data centers on the state level. Another hearing is set to take place next week by a Senate committee.